Hey. Hey, everybody. I'm live now for about 45 minutes, I think. That's what Instagram allows us. Hey, Aaron the bassist. How are you? My favorite bass player. And this is Candy Dulfer, and this is Candy Live TV. And I hope everything goes all right. I think you can hear me, right? Maybe somebody can tell me if you can hear me. That would be cool. And now, first of all, this is for International Jazz Day, and this is in collaboration with the Blue Note Tokyo clubs or the Blue Note Japan and Jazz Auditoria, a very special website and Instagram page for jazz. And today, 30th of April, is International Jazz Day. So, congratulations, everybody. And we never thought we would have to celebrate that in our homes, but this is where we are. And I also kind of like that because it also makes everybody more creative and this way more attentive to all the stuff that we're trying to do. And oh, Trucker Joe, I saw you a couple of days ago. Oh my God, it's very early for you. I think you're in California, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a few songs for you and talk a little bit. And if you want to send me some questions, just put it in the comments over there. But make sure that you copy it because it goes so fast. There's so many people already watching right now that I might miss it. So just resend it. Hey, Nagel Studio Mooi, my nail studio. Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. I can't go to Nagel Studio Mooi, and this little stubs is what I have left. But thank you for watching. Leuk. I'm gonna do this all in English because this is for a lot of international viewers, for people from Japan. It's 7 p.m. right now there, and in the States it's very early. So if you are watching, thank you so much. This is so sweet. And I'm just gonna do some stuff from the top of my head. Just happy that you're all joining me. So should I start playing a little bit? I think that's kind of nice. And I have a few songs lined up. I can't do everything I want because my boyfriend is the best boyfriend, but he's not a musician, so I cannot, have him make all these tracks for me. But I have a very good friend called Roger Happel, and he's been helping me out a lot the last few weeks. He's amazing. He's in my band right now, and he used to be in my band. We're friends since we were, I don't know, 12 years old. And he's been doing so many cool stuff for cool things for me. He's been making backing tracks. We've been doing the music in my kitchen challenge, which is really fun, where I challenge everybody to play music in their kitchens and send it to us. And I just did a really cool duet that I'm gonna maybe announce later in the show. And I'm very happy with that. So thank you, Rocher, for all your help because he's really doing an amazing job. And without him, I wouldn't be able to put all this music out. I'm also doing Club Dauphine TV, and you can go to their website. It's called at Club Dauphine on Instagram or website, or we're even on YouTube. And every week on Friday, 8 p.m. Europe time, we're posting a new song with the best of the Dutch talent that we have. And those are also really fun to do. Roger is also involved in that, in the whole Club Dauphine band. It's a club that I usually play in, or I'm sort of the, how do you call that, the designer of that club many years ago. And it's been going on for 11 years. And every Friday we would have an amazing music night. But of course, because of Corona, we can't do that. So now every Friday night at 8 p.m. we put some really cool music out. So make sure to watch that. I'm just going to start because I'm talking so much, I couldn't look at the comments. Oh, konbanwa, all the Japanese people. So nice to see you guys. So happy to see you too. And I'm just going to start off with something, with some nice music. I might not play it till the end because then it's only playing and I can't answer any questions. Hey, Raf, I am my boyfriend. Hello, I love you. Um, oh, more Japanese people. So cool. Thank you for coming in. And I'm going to play a little bit. Hope it sounds good. The reason I'm here with my mic is that I'm trying to do a little bit better sound quality than all these movies that we have. And especially the saxophone sounds awful on the iPhone. So hopefully with this setup, it will sound a little better. Okay. What do you guys want to hear? I have a few songs lined up. I have two songs that I already did on the internet, but I'm doing them live now. So if you like it, one of my favorites called Self Portrait by Steps Ahead and Michael Brecker. And I love this song. So if you like that one, just say yes or no. I can do a special song that I haven't done, Midnight in Harlem. One of my favorite songs from Tedeschi Trucks, and I can play it instrumentally for you with a beautiful backing track by Roger. I will do a little jazz later on. I got the work song lined up for you guys, and I have some old hits, La Cabana, What You Do. So shall I start with something slow, beautiful? Let me know. Okay, I'm gonna do. Let's do "Midnight in Harlem." I love that song. I've never played it before, so sorry if it goes wrong, but you'll like it, I think. And you can clap along, snap along, whatever you want to do. This is really one of my favorite songs. I hope you like that one. That's I've never played it before. It's by Tedeschian Trucks called Midnight in Harlem. You should really check it out if you don't know it yet. But thank you, Roger, for the cool backing track. And so nice that you guys are all here. Does anybody have a question for me? Can you still hear me? I hope so. I see a lot of hearts. I like that. Jesse Derek Music says self portrait. Okay, I'll do that later. So I think a lot of Japanese people here are dying to hear, or dying, well, maybe not dying, but they want to hear if I'm coming back to the Blue Note. And well, the world is in a crazy situation right now, but we are still planning a little tour in November at the Blue Note. It's not confirmed yet. We're still talking about everything, but of course, you know that I would love to be there. And the Blue Note Tokyo says they want us there. So that's very, very comforting to think of, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. And if not, we'll postpone. I've said that more on Instagram and on Facebook, that we are trying so hard to just go with the flow, see what happens, and if we can, we do the gigs. Of course, I'm dying to get out and play. I feel really unhappy not playing, as you probably understand. But if we can't do it, because of the health situation, then we will postpone it, and we will keep postponing. And what I just need from you guys is to hang in there and know that if you already bought tickets for whatever event I'm playing on, just know that I'm, and all the promoters and all the festivals and all the clubs are doing their utmost best to just keep their business going, so that they will give you your money's worth for the tickets. Maybe not on the day that you wanted it to be, but whatever, we're postponed, and of course we will be there for you. So if you can hang on to your tickets, that's a hashtag I made, and there are different scenarios of that one. I think there's always hang on to your tickets is mine, but there's like don't give your tickets back, blah blah blah. Just keep them if you can financially, because that will be a big help to the musical community and all the clubs and the theaters and the festivals. And I would really appreciate that. And just know that whatever happens, even if it takes half a year, 1.5 year, I will be there, and I will play for you guys with all my heart. So I really appreciate everybody, hanging in there. So I love to take a question. Can somebody just type in something, and I will check it? Oh wow, so many people are here. Hi, Karen from Surrey, UK. So nice. Tokyo, so nice. Even people from California. Oh my God, it's really early. Oh my God, 6 a.m. in New York. Well, you either just up, or you have to, or you're just going to sleep, but that's all okay. Wow, I'm scrolling. That's why you don't hear anything. Hello, Raya Zara, beauty salon. My eyebrows. This lady is fantastic, and she always does mine. And now I have to do it myself. It's horrible, but I hope I do it justice. Wait, funky beat. Ha! Thank you so much. I see so many of my favorite fans here online. It's so nice that I always see you when I'm playing in the Blue Note, and they're all here. That really makes me happy. Okay, well, I think how is working with Prince? Hey, that's a cool question. Now, of course, that was amazing. I was a huge fan of Prince even before I met him, of course. And me and Ulko, my guitarist, we were always best friends. We are the same, almost the same age, and we were always listening to his music, dissecting it, listening to every little note, and trying to play it. And that's really, the basis of my career, listening to him and Sheila E. And then when I got the first time when I met him, it was such a strange situation. I have told that story before. It's a fun story. Uh, I felt overwhelmed, of course, but I felt like if if you meet Prince, you only have one chance in your life. So I was very cocky, and I was like this. I tried to really make sure he would remember me, and he did, and I was so happy. And then we started working through the years. But of course, working with Prince, it's like everything in one. It's like a master class every second of the day. Everything he did, I was always watching him, and he was always funny because I always wanted to know all his secrets, but he wouldn't share it with me. I would just have to watch him do things. And sometimes I said, like, I would always want to ask, like, how did you practice? By Because he was so good at playing and singing at the same time and being so funky, and that's so hard. For instance, that was just a little question. I remember asking him like, how did you practice that? And he'd be just like, I'm not saying. So I always had to watch everything he was doing closely, and I think sometimes I drove him crazy. And even in the studio, sometimes I would, play my little solo, and then I would want to hang out in the studio and just see him work, and then he would be like working, and he said, "You were done, right? Your solo is finished." And I would say, "Yeah, but I'd like to hang in and stay here." And he would be saying like, I got the car for you." But the only exception was when I brought my mom in the studio. Then he would always let us stay for hours. He loved my mom, so that was always a good memory. And of course, seeing him being a band leader, how he did that, and being an arranger, being somebody, how he would, do his shows, how he would do the architecture of the set list, like what to start with, and sometimes he was very, very human in the sense that he would have these little pet peeves that I have too. And I remember him one time saying, "Yeah, but if the drummer just slows down like a millisecond, my whole gig for me is gone. I don't feel like it playing anymore." And that's something that I always that irritates me a lot too. So it was funny to sometimes find things in him that I would have too, and find out that these big stars and amazing genius musicians have the same problems sometimes, or the same pet peeves. So it was amazing, and I miss him as a, like it was the same when Miles Davis died. It's just a guy who would tell us where to go, basically. Of course, as a musician, you follow your own direction, but it's just an amazing guy. And when he passed away, we really lost something. Oh, now I get a lot of questions. Okay, wait. Have you ever, Ila-san, have you ever played an instrument other than the saxophone? Well, yeah, I play little drums, but the jury is out on that one. I love playing it, and me and Ilka would always fight over the drum kit to see if we could play. But I'm not very good, unfortunately. My dream is to do a tour and then suddenly go sit behind the drums and doing a little thing. And so I'm working on that. And I sing, of course, but I don't know. I think I'm a great singer. I just have a horrible voice. That's my. I know what to sing, it just doesn't come out. But luckily, I always have the best singers in my band, and I can do some stuff. But I try to stick to my guns and try to stick to the saxophone. Uh, yes, Asachi, good memories at Blue Note Toka. Yeah, me too. Oh my God, I wish I was there right now. Uh-oh, pedo sax. What's your practice routine? Uh-oh. This is a hard question because I have no routine. I'm from the school of procrastinating, so I would always, even when I started saxophone, although I love it so much and it's my saxophone is my life, I can never get to practice. I always have, wait for hours and days, and like I really have to practice, and then I don't do it. So what helps me is to have a goal, like a song that I have to learn, or a very special gig where I really can't screw it up. So I just try to set those deadlines for me, and that helps. But what I love is playing. Well, I hate is playing long tones, but they really help me. If my embouchure is a little bit slipping, I always do that. I love just playing with records. This is the only way I practice. I just listen. I put on a Maceo Parker album, and I just try to emulate everything he does. And I try to picture myself like, what if I would be standing next to Maceo now? What would I play? Just up the ante a little bit, and that just helps. And play for hours, and then it works. But I'm actually starting a saxophone class pretty soon with one of my favorite saxophone players from the Netherlands. I call him Dr. Sax. His name is Peter Lieberom, and together we want to give people some tips because I'm totally self-taught. So people always ask me for advice and stuff. I don't know nothing. I just play, and with this way, with Peter together, I can give a my answer and a theoretical answer that's correct, and that's the way I would love to do it. So we're working on a setup right now where we can both do that from our homes, and we'll do some fun stuff with that. Okay, more questions because I'm talking too much. You know what? Let me just play a song again because otherwise you have so much talking and not much music. So what I'd like to do is, let's do some fun. It's International Jazz Day, so I would love to do a song. I just found that you guys know Jamie Aebersold. That's a very old method for saxophone playing or any jazz playing, and they do this amazing thing, or he did this amazing thing. I think he's still alive. He made all these records with just a really great jazz trio accompanying you, and that way you can practice. And I used to practice with that all the time. So today I said I need to do a jazz song, but I have no backing track. So I went back to Jamie Aebersold, and together with Jamie and his fantastic band, I'm gonna do the work song. Hope you like it.
One,
Two.
two, a one, two, three.
Oh boy! Oh, sorry, no, I'm a bit loud. My father is good. I see nice questions. Sorry, I don't always say your names, you guys, because it goes fast. And somebody asked, "How's your dad doing?" Well, my father Hans and Inge and my mom Inge are doing great. They live on a very remote farm, so they're very safe. And actually, I thought my dad was gonna go crazy not being able to play, but I think he's all right. He likes the free time as well. Well, he's been working since he was, since whenever, always so hard. So I think he's kind of happy that he can, sort out his archive a little bit, listen to old records. He's actually doing much better than I thought. I thought he would be really, sad and angry, but he's actually very happy. Looks good, very healthy. So I'm happy about that. Okay, more questions. Thanks for asking, by the way. Soprano pedo sax. Yeah, I play that sometimes. I love soprano. I love playing the baritone as well. but I don't always carry it with me because with flying nowadays it's so hard, you know. Well, now maybe the airplanes will be a little more empty when we fly. So, how's Papa-san, big boy? Want to see him in Japan soon? Yes, and we're actually planning to bring him to Japan in November. So, you will see him soon. Um, Wait, I'm going back for some questions. Thank you, Jesse Derek. Wat leuk dat je kijkt. How nice. I want to see you drumming. No, you don't want to see that. What is the city where you would you like to visit in Japan? Well, all my favorite city: Yokohama, Tokyo, Nagoya, Hiroshima. I've been to Kyoto only once, but I so want to revisit. That's the only time I had some real free time in Japan in my life to just explore cities and explore the history. So I love the whole of Japan. Let's meet in Tokyo when the new coronavirus calms down. Yes, I would love that. Okay, let me find some questions. Sorry. Somebody says, "Can you tell me more about your setup, please?" Yeah, a really interesting thing is that although we're so far ahead with all the technology, I mean, we've landed people on the moon in 1969, but still, what I'm doing right now is kind of hard to have the saxophone through a good mic with some reverb that it sounds nice and to play some music. I worked on this for a week, and what's great about it is that I think it's working. The sad thing is that I also want to invite people. Like today, I wanted to have Jan van Duiker come on the show. But once I do that, the whole setup goes away and you hear me again through the awful mic. So I think I'm going to do more talking and interviewing people on another day. And then I'll just use the mic. And the setup with live is I play Amsterdam wind saxophone. I love this instrument. And I actually, to be honest, I still have it on loan. There's a great guy in Amsterdam, Friso Heitinga, and he called me up one day and he said, "I have a great saxophone for you." And I said, "Well, I don't need one because I'm playing a Selmer Mark 6." And he said, "Well, I want you to play on it. Just try it." And I said, "Well, I'll play for you so that you can hear why I play the Mark 6 because I was so in love with the Mark 6." And then I got this one. Uh, and I took it from him. I played 3 notes and I said, I'll keep it over the weekend. And in fact, I never gave it back because he looked at the Mark 6, the older ones that we love so much as saxophone players, and he really took all the great things and he took the modern technology again also with it and he mixed it. And that's why this is a great instrument. Everybody always asks me also about my mouthpiece, but that's a custom made mouthpiece. And we're trying always to recreate it, but it's really hard. It's never worked. So we're still working on that. And reeds, I play Van Doorn, jazz. I love those. They sponsor me, but I go through so many reeds. I also buy them, so I really love this brand. I use only a 2.5, so a lot of people will say, she plays light reed. Well, no, I play a very heavy mouthpiece. But actually 2.5 is normal, but, I'm from the school of Hans Dulfer, and he only plays 10-star mouthpieces in size reed 5 or something. No, 3.5. So thanks for that question. Did I forget any? Oh yeah, and I play AKG, but sadly they are not doing that anymore. I play AKG wireless, and everybody always says like, "Why do you play that?" Because it's always difficult with the wire, with transmission and stuff. But the sound is so good. I really dread the day that thing breaks down because I think the sound on it is really wonderful. No distortion, no all that compression. Ooh, I got like 100 hearts here. Thank you so much. Somebody says, "Candy spelen. Ga spelen. Play." Okay. I'm not a jukebox. Well, maybe I am. Jamie Eversole -1. Yes, exactly. That's what I was doing. And for all you guys that are beginner saxophone players, just try to buy that. It's on iTunes even, and it's so nice. You can just play with a really cool rhythm section, and they don't look bad at you, or they don't say anything when you mess it up. Okay, I'll play another song. I thought it'd be fun maybe to do something wild. It might be a little loud, so I'll put the volume a little down. See what you think about this one. Let's have some fun. Woo! Okay, I'm missing all my band buddies over here. Oh my god. Camila Rodriguez, Ivan Parodi, Roger Huppel, Kick, our drummer is so great. I wanted to introduce him to you, but we're coming. And this is What You Do in the Music Hits. And this is a fun old mix I found on my computer, so it's a bit different. Woo! What you do in the music? Yes, what you do in the music? Well, you know what? You guys can sing. Music hits, I get life in me, straight down to my feet. One more, oh, one day replay me, one more time for me. Oh, when the music hits, I get life in. I love it, I love it, I love it. See, I miss Ivan. I love it, I love it, I love it. And Camilo Rodriguez. Love it, I love it, I love it. I love it, I love it. But at least I have them on tape. All right. What you do with the music? Woo! I would do normally. Okay, sorry. I don't. I hope I didn't kill your ears. Yay! Okay, I see so many cool questions again. So somebody said, "What are you? Please marry me." Okay, that's a little different. Somebody asked, "Who are my biggest influences?" Well, a lot of people can guess, but I guess listening to my own father, Hans Dulfer, listening to Maceo when I grew up, David Sanborn, Cannonball, Sonny Rollins, Dexter Gordon. I would say those are my main influences, but of course there are like a million other saxophone players that I listen to. I think also a lot of the phrasing that I use is from my favorite singer, Shaka Khan. I stole all her licks. Somebody who I sometimes forget to mention, but has been so influential for me is Eddie M, who used to play with Prince, and he played with Sheila, or he plays with Sheila, and he's an amazing musician. And he was for me, because when I grew up, I was young and I was sort of in between. You know, the old jazz was for older people, and the pop music was not so suited for saxophone music, or there was not a lot to do in there. So I really needed these, bridges to connect me. So David Sanborn was a godsend, Marcus Miller with his music, but Eddie M was there, and he was playing with Prince, and Prince had a saxophone player. I mean, even before Eric Leeds, and he really had this great style. I don't know what his influences are, but definitely Maceo in there. So by playing together with the solos from Eddie M, I really learned a lot. So I'm happy I'm his friend, and I also love him. But of course, Maceo is and David Sanborn are both my number one influences, and I was so lucky to meet them both. And I always tell them, and they just say, "I don't care, Kenny." No, they're actually great. And one of my favorite moments are always when I get to, talk shop with them, just talk with Maceo. Maceo practice like hours a day. He's so amazing still now, although he's one of the best players in the whole world. And David Cameron's really a funny guy, a very wise guy, like a smart guy. And he has all these amazing things that he does with his reads. And he's so funny. He has a great sense of humor. So sometimes I had the honor of just sitting with him, of playing with him, and then sitting backstage after the show. And he would like, play for me like my dad used to do for me and my mom. Like, what do you think? Is this read all right? And then I would say, yeah, I think it's a little hard to play probably, but it sounds great. And then he'd be like, "Oh, screw you." He's really funny. And just sitting there with your idols, and just being able to hang out with them and listen to them play in a dressing room. That's something else than on a record. Um, it's just amazing. I see. How long do you play every day? Well, that's totally different. Yesterday I played for 6 hours because I had so many recordings to do and sound checks and everything. And sometimes I don't play at all. I'm very bad as somebody who loves to play live. I really need an audience, even if it's just one or two people. If there's nobody, clapping for me, I find it really hard to find the discipline. I'm sorry to say, embarrassed to say. I want you to visit Niagata. Okay, I want that too. Okay, I'm gonna see some more questions because I saw great questions coming up. There's a great question. Is the concert in Belgium still going to happen? Well, this is a tough question because, um, of course, if I can, I'll be there. But the whole thing situation is so difficult. But what happens is that because the governments sometimes just give deadlines to a certain extent. If the performance is after that, like it still is in Belgium, we cannot cancel it. We don't want to cancel it because we want to play. But there's a distinct chance that we can't do it. But then we will postpone. All these things are too dear to me. I would never say, okay, this didn't happen this year. We're not going to do it next year. Everything is going to happen again, and it's up to you guys' patience to see if we can celebrate those gigs back then. But I'd love to play Belgium, and I'm not playing it enough. So really, I'm really crossing my fingers that I can do that, as well as with all the performances. You guys have no idea. This year was going to be my best touring year ever. I had the coolest festivals, the most beautiful countries, a lot of work, and it all stopped. So for me, even if I'm 60 and we can play again, I'll be there. Who are your biggest inspirations for soloing? Well, that's a great question because they're not always saxophone players. I played a track by Tedeschian Trucks. The way that this guy, the guitar player, Derek Trucks, plays on that song, Midnight in Harlem, you should listen to that. That's building up a solo. And that's what I find really, really interesting. I also think Maceo is one of the best people to do improvisations and build it up slowly. Oh my God, Charlie Parker. It's a story that you have to tell, and I really had to learn that. And and I still make mistakes. Sometimes I go in way too hard, and then I'm like, I already gave away everything, and I'm only in the 8 bar. That's the challenge of a musician. Somebody says the high RE is I can't play it. Oh, that's probably talking about those really high notes. Well, I don't know which note you meant because it says RE, and I don't think we have it on the saxophone, so it's probably a typo. But what really helps, a few things that help with those really high notes, I don't know how you say them in English. We call them flageolet, the overtones or the high notes. Um, what really helps for me, two little tricks. One is learn how to growl. Growling is fun. It's singing with the saxophone. Basically, you just do, and it doesn't matter. It should not be in tune. The more out of tune it is, the better it sounds. You can also use it when you play rock and roll sax. It goes like this. You just do this, and then you keep doing that. Put the saxophone in your mouth, and then it sounds like this. You know how you get that really screaming Jay Hawkins sound? Well, that is also very helpful when you play the high notes. It gives you sustain on the high notes because some high notes are very difficult. So, for instance, when I play the high G for saxophone, alto, and I have an old reed, so it's really hard to sustain it. If I put a little of that growling in there, it makes me, keep it longer. So it goes like this. And it just makes you be able to bend it more. So that's a good trick. And the other one is really, it's a sort of a psychological trick, but always sing the note in your head in the sense of like, if you want to hear, just sing it in your head, because if you're not visualize, or how do you say it, if you're not putting it in your head, it's not going to come out, because those high notes have a very big probability of failing always. It can be your reed, it can be the sound that you don't hear each other. It's just something you do by not pressing the right notes but pressing some really crazy notes. So it has a lot to do with confidence and knowing which song you want to hear. So thanks for the great questions. Let's see what we have. I don't get questions. I get all kinds of compliments. That's so sweet, you guys. Oh, Bellywood Living. Hello. I follow you. You have the beautiful house. Incredible. She's a interior designer. Always gives me a lot of cool inspiration. And I know you were on one of my concerts many years ago in a beautiful place close to your home. Um, Dancing and workout. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think that song was easy for that. Hey guys, I don't know where I'm at. I'm 41 minutes. Could be that I that the live stops at one point because we only get 45 minutes, I think. If that happens, I'll come back for a little bit because I'm having way too much fun. Hi Shiguro. Oh no, my all my friends from Japan. So cool. Is there another question? Sorry, when you already asked it twice, but it goes like every second, and they disappear. So just ask me anything you want, and if not, I'll play a little more. Can you please play Strasbourg Symphony? I want to, but I don't have a backing track, so I'll just do a little bit. That's the hardest song ever, and I need my my sidekick Jan van Duiker to help me. But it goes like this. Nah, sounds like crap on my own. Oh, sorry, that sounds good. I need Jan van Duiker, and I need the music. Did you guys listen to the original? I think you did, right? Roy Hargrove. Oh, so beautiful. And we have a nice version on YouTube. It was for Leverkusen Jazz Festivals many years ago. We all look very young and nice, and you should check out that version. It says too funky. Yeah, I love that song. That's so long ago. I'm glad I answered somebody's question. Sorry. Yes, Monica. Great. Groove love, yeah. I love the groove as well. So, do you want me to do another song? If I go out live, then I'll come back for a little bit more. And you all, yeah, Teresa, Eddie, oh, you're having fun at home. That's good. That's what we're trying to do with these podcasts because we can't get to you in person, so then we do it through the internet. I can make you love me. I'll do a little a cappella, and then I'll come back on live after this right away, and I'll do some other stuff. All right. Well, thank you for all those nice comments. And somebody saw me kicking my leg. Yeah, I can't help it. I always do that. Oh, my favorite Japanese food. So much. Oh God. Oh God. Yakitori, sushi, of course, and like mochi so much. All that stuff. Oh, teppanyaki, of course. Everything. Everything. I haven't eaten anything that I didn't like in Japan. Even the stuff that we Europeans find scary. I found out that everything just tastes great. When did you first start to love music? When I was I think in the womb. When my mom brought me home from the hospital, the nurses said, listen, play a jazz record real loud because your husband is a musician and then she will grow up to listen to jazz and she will sleep through it. So That was the first stuff that I heard in my father's saxophone, and I still love it. So as a baby, I don't know why we're still allowed to be on. I think we're gonna cut out. So I'm gonna cut out and come back in. Hope it works.